All right, welcome back to another PSI Real Estate Exam Prep National. And today we are going to go over forms of ownership. There are going to be some questions on your PSI Real Estate Exam on the national part that are around these different forms of ownership. And so today we're going to look at 5 questions that will hopefully clean up some things with the explanations attached to them to help you pass your PSI Real Estate Exam and to become a real estate agent in the United States. And so as we're going through, let's look at question number 1. It reads, to create joint tenancy in the ownership of real estate, there must be unities of. And so this is laid out exactly how the exam will be laid out, multiple choice. If you're looking through this, the answer is C. It's possession, interest, time, and title. And one of the big pieces on here that I look for was mainly time, right? And the explanation as we look through here says the equal interest of possession, interest, and title must all occur at the same time for joint tenancy to be created. So this is the explanation of why, joint tenancy, possession, interest, time, and title, PITT for your exam. All right, number 2, it says a property is owned by 3 cousins as tenants in common. If one of the cousins dies without a will, to whom will his estate pass? All right, so as we're looking through this, the answer is C, and it says the deceased cousin's heirs. Now, the reason for this, it reads, if a tenant is in common, passes away, the property is typically transferred according to their will. All right. So that's the basic premise behind this tenants in common is that it goes to the will. It says, however, in the case of the cousin who dies without a will, the property will be inherited by the individuals determined by the laws of descent in their state. All right, so as we're looking through here, we just know that tenants in common, it does not have the right of survivorship. And so this is typically dictated through a will. And if there is no will, then we go through the court system. And the court is the one that is going to be looking through and making the determination of who the property should be going to. All right, number 3. A couple bought a retail building and took title as joint tenants. One woman died testate. The other woman now owns the store. All right. So as we're looking through this, we have 2 people, joint tenants. One passes away. Now what happens? So as we look at this, it's the other woman is going to now own the property in severalty. All right. And it says the joint tenancy grants the privilege of survivorship. Cool's way of survivorship. We have 2 people. One person passed away, and now one person remains. Well, now the other person will own the property in severalty. Severalty means 1. All right. Number 4, in a limited partnership, each limited partner is liable for no more than their investment. And so as we're going in here, right, it says in a limited partnership, each limited partner can be held liable for losses only to the exact extent of their investment. All right. So in a limited partnership, you are only liable for the amount of money that you actually have into the deal. And question number 5, a very real question that you're going to get on your real estate exam. It reads, a corporation takes title to real property as what? And so again, this is inseveralty. Inseveralty means 1, a corporation is regarded as a singular entity in the eyes of law. All right. So as we're looking at this, and I do believe that you're going to see a question looks very, very similar to all these, especially this one. And a corporation takes title to real property in severalty, meaning 1. I hope this was helpful as we went through different forms of ownership and questions that you are going to see some form of on your PSI real estate exam. Stay tuned for next week, and we will continue to dive in to the questions to help you pass your PSI real estate exam.